Stop making fun of Toriyama. There, I said it. Okay, so yesterday was a difficult day for everyone, and unfortunately, the news came out that the author of Dragon Ball, who we all love and cherish, Akira Toriyama, passed away. Now, what's really annoying is the fact that, like I predicted in the last video, of course, some edgy kids decided that they wanted to try and be funny, and which is obviously something that we all abhor. And yeah, here are some really trashy remarks that these people online have left, and these are really irksome and irritating just to look at, honestly. And it's really just it's really disrespectful, honestly. And what can I even say? So I got these screenshots from over on Reddit because I'm not gonna open Twitter or Facebook myself because of how deplorable those places are. But anyways, yeah, here are some things people have said that are so unthought of and so stupid that they actually make even Einstein lose his brain cells, even Bulma lose her brain cells. But anyways, let's actually get into it. So here's the first stupid post that I actually had to see. So this comes from some guy on Twitter, and he literally has the friend from the 20th Century Boys on his profile picture. And this is ironic because let's see what he has to say. Akira Toriyama created one of the worst fanbase ever, created one of the worst power systems and transformations ever, the hair color changes aka. He also taught many authors how to write fiction with no storytelling at all. Rest in peace, Tobirama. So first of all, he doesn't even get his name right, so we already know that he has no idea who Toriyama is. So that's actually, he then replies to his own stupid post and then says, I'm just mocking him at his shitty piece of work, not him. Genuinely should not have made Dragon Ball, ruined anime for you. Now here's why this was ironic, I said. Now this is ironic because the character on his profile picture comes from actually a seinen manga, but that seinen manga was only made possible because of how Dragon Ball paved the way for more manga series. And to call Dragon Ball stupid is really stupid because Dragon Ball, a lot of people ignore literally the fact that Dragon Ball had more nuance to it than the hair color changes, and a lot of the storytelling tropes that came from Dragon Ball actually inspired not just shonen manga but tons of seinen manga that came after Dragon Ball. So that's the obvious annoying part because 20th Century Boys still has themes that do carry over from Dragon Ball, very prominent ones as well. So that's just silly, and goes to show how unknowledgeable these kids are and how attention seeking they are. On top of that, he literally says Tobirama, the Naruto character, instead of addressing even Toriyama by his actual name. So this was just the first stupid tweet that I had to watch, but join me in my suffering as we go over the next. So the second tweet is or really it's not a tweet, it's just some exchange between either, I don't know whether this is Insta or Facebook or Twitter, whatever. Yeah, guy replies with, of course, bro, and then sends an article of Akira Toriyama passing away, and yeah, then the person who he's talking to just says, bro, how is he going to pass away before he makes Black Frieza versus Goku or Vegeta? And that's selfish of Toriyama. Now, the problem here is that a lot of people forget that Toriyama is not even the one who's working on Dragon Ball Super for the most part. So we are still going to see the fight, but it is kind of concerning when literally something that concerning happens, and Akira Toriyama is literally someone's father, husband, and etc. And that's the first thing that comes to your mind. It's just so annoying, honestly. And the next tweet is where we reach peak human insanity, and literally the reasons why we all hate Twitter. So on the next tweet, we literally have a guy who's saying that Akira Toriyama is racist for designing Mr. Popo, because Mr. Popo is dark skinned and has pink lips, I guess. So yeah, that's the annoying part. So this person is just reaching the conclusion, obviously, that Mr. Popo is supposed to represent an African person, which is really just a silly assumption to begin with, because look at Mr. Popo's ears. Those, first of all, don't even look human-like. So that's the first annoying part, and that's just not the first part. Look at his getup. If anything, that looks more reminiscent of Indian or Arabic cultures than it does to African cultures. But that's just not the first part. That's just not the annoying part about it. So he's just accusing Akira Toriyama for being for racism, and the funny bit is that people actually corrected him down below. And here's what the statement says: Mr. Popo isn't a racist character. He's not even a human, and his design is inspired most likely by the Hindu deity Mahakala. So yeah, there we go. So it was obvious to me that honestly that Mr. Popo was not supposed to be a human being, and he's actually based on something else and some other race, because I mean it's so obvious because of how many alien characters there are in Dragon Ball. But hey, Dragon Ball fans don't read, I guess. That's actually a meme. So anyways, let's move on to the next part. So in the next part, we literally just had someone who actually said that Akira Toriyama corrected his mistake. So here's the annoying part: the next few tweets, or well, not the next few tweets, just this one, the previous and the next, are about people accusing Toriyama of racism just because he did not put a lot of black characters in Dragon Ball. Now, here's the annoying part about it, right? So Dragon Ball is supposed to be literally about, it's literally not even supposed to be about white people. It's literally about Japanese/Asian people, and Goku, Vegeta are supposed to be aliens on top of that. But the few human characters that do appear in Dragon Ball are most likely supposed to be Asian characters. So there's that, and of course, Asians don't really have dark skin. So yeah, that's something to be kept in mind. And there are not many foreigners in Japan or China or other Asian countries. So calling Akira Toriyama a racist is a long stretch, but it does not stop there, because the irony is that Akira Toriyama did include some dark-skinned characters, and here's just one example. So here we are. Here's the person who actually decided to try and defend Akira Toriyama, but they got some facts wrong themselves. But regardless, next let's move on to the same kind of idiocy that we have been dealing with so far. Of course, the next part is, of course, a person that is actually wishing death on Oda. And actually, this is obviously just an edgy post that is supposed to provoke people to get some attention, but it is quite disgusting to go about it this way, because this is literally just wishing death upon Oda and hoping that One Piece never finishes just because they don't like One Piece. And yeah, this is something that was actually posted over on r/Dragon Ball Super that I got from there. But still, it's actually insane that people are so untouched by Akira Toriyama's death that they actually proceed to actually wish death upon other creators, and it's just sad and upsetting. Yes. And here's the tweet I was actually referring to and hinting at just earlier. Akira had it coming. You all can keep crying about people trolling this man's death, but this dude was racist and made profit from cultures and people he considered sub. What? I mean, what? When did that happen? Yeah, that literally does not happen, because literally in every single note Akira Toriyama posted, he literally went on about how much he appreciates other cultures and how much they have inspired him, and he never viewed them as sub. On top of that, let's not even get over that fact. So here's the thing, right? So Japan has become as developed as it is in recent years, and by the time Dragon Ball was first publishing, Japan was not even that advanced, and to think that Japanese people had some supremacy towards their own culture is kind of silly, because as you may all know, if you have actually talked to Japanese people, you would know that usually Japanese people actually really endear other cultures, especially Russian, American, and German. So yeah, that's really ironic, and Akira Toriyama is really someone who is a pretty loving person, or was a loving person, sadly. But to have someone say this about him is just insane, honestly. So next of all, we have what I presume to be a YouTube comment where this person is really just, again, wishing bad fate on Akira Toriyama and saying that Akira Toriyama is racist because he did not draw Saiyans as black skinned, but rather white skinned. Now, this is also ironic because although Akira Toriyama did not draw any Saiyans as dark skinned, not black skinned, he did draw some as, of course, darker skin color, such as Broly, of course. But let's just even put that fact aside, because the thing on the matter is that the Saiyans aren't even supposed to be human beings. So whatever their skin color is kind of invalid, because they are not even supposed to be representing human beings. They are literally aliens from another planet. So here's the thing. And on top of that, let's just actually tackle this issue too, because this is something that not a lot of people have been thinking about. So already keep in mind that Saiyans are supposed to represent apes. So if Akira Toriyama did make Goku and Vegeta dark skin, do you know what you all people would say then? You would literally go around and say that, oh, he's calling black people monkeys or something like that. That's what you all would say if Akira Toriyama did go around and make Goku and Vegeta dark skin. I'm just pointing that hypocrisy out. That's what you all literally would say. And of course, next of all, we really have just the final tweet here, which is just another edgy post where, of course, Twitter users being Twitter users, where they actually say that Akira Toriyama deserved it and they're thankful about it, which is just insane, honestly. But Twitter people are going to be Twitter people, and these kids are going to seek attention. At the end of the day, yeah, these kids are going to be stupid, but I do think that we should have an open mind and allow these kids to actually change. Since they are just young, they will have realizations in their life later on, and they will develop as a consequence. So yeah, it's our job as people who are older than these 13 or 14 years old to be a bit more, to educate them. So yeah, that's all. With that out of the way, don't send hate to any of these guys, please. So with that out of the way, let's just hope we can educate everyone else and not be disrespectful to Toriyama. Okay, so yeah, with that out of the way, I will just be ending this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, bye.